Right, let's go.
Hold on.
Sorry, that was a fake clap.
You're listening to The Word on the Streets with Joe Bingham, Jason Tasker, and Raj Pujada.
Hello, welcome back to Word on the Streets. I'm Jason.
I'm Raj.
I'm Joe.
Joe's here as well.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, wow, energy. Like, I'm bringing the energy today.
Sorry, I was looking in that screen at you in your fucking swimming trunks, mate. I'm sorry.
I know, like, honestly, like, do you know, like, funny you should say that. Like, when I walked out, I was walking out of my apartment block, and as I was walking down, the girl who was in the apartment below, she's like, "Oh, how's it going? Morning. Where are you off? Are you off to a festival?"
Off to the Lido.
No, she's like, "You off to a festival?" And I was like, that's not really a compliment, is it? Like, I could be doing one of two things. I'm either overdressed or selling drugs. That's the kind of... Because I had, like, the man bag on as well. So.
I ain't buying drugs from any man in vintage football shorts. That's what they are. They're the ones that, like, Paul Scholes's
This one doesn't even
balls
enhance the bulge either. Yeah, it doesn't even enhance the bulge, so I'm not really...
Got to get some grey ones, innit?
Also, this was a question that me and Raj had when you were talking to our lovely studio owner. If you're going for the all black look of t-shirt, shorts, and black trainers, why did you put pink socks on? Just to break it up a bit.
Just to break it, just to add a bit of colour.
Because you're our fashionista, really, of the pod.
I'm not a fan of these socks, man.
Well, you're not a fan of these socks.
Like a salmon sock.
I thought you've gone for like skin tone.
Yeah, I bought like them in loads of different shades.
It looks like, you know, old women that wear the tight socks.
Yeah.
Instead of just
I know
tights.
what you mean, like nude.
That's kind of
nude.
what they're giving me.
These ones are a bit too... It's because I'm getting that tan now, do you know what I mean?
They're good.
Okay.
They're nice socks. They're not nice socks with the outfit.
You know what you should do? Tie-dye them. You seen them people who like tie-dye
Yeah,
their
but I'm
Nike
not like
socks?
25, so...
Nah, they look sick.
I can't do that. I'm too old to tie-dye things now. I feel like if I'm tie-dyeing something myself, then something's going wrong in my life more than what's going wrong at the minute.
Yeah,
Do you think tie-dye socks are more criminal than your sunglasses?
Yeah, I think so.
Show them your sunglasses.
Okay.
Basically, bear in mind that the weekend that we're recording this is Bank Holiday weekend, where it's been the hottest weekend of the year. Notice I didn't say that today is the hottest day of the year. This is the coldest day of the Bank Holiday weekend, and you're dressed like you're going to Marbella.
Yeah, look, I'm not very good at dressing for the right occasion.
So let them see the
yeah, so
emblem.
for anyone looking...
Would you say Biggie
or
Woodies?
anyone, anyone listening, the Versace.
I love it when you call me Big Pop.
Do some bars.
Put your hands in the air if you were a true player.
Yeah. Biggie.
Yeah.
This is what Biggie dreamed of when he made that
Yeah,
song.
isn't it?
See,
Do you know what I
A
mean?
white boy.
This is actually he actually shot himself because he knew that I would be wearing these in the future.
Dressing like you're going to
Let
a
me
pool
see
party
these, let
in
me
wood
see
green.
Just for anyone listening, they are tortoiseshell effects. Actually, got them off secret sales. Actually,
You could rock them, you know.
you look
still.
alright in them. You look like
I feel like I look like Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Do you reckon Stevie Wonder's actually blind? Have you seen this?
You know what you look like right now? You look like you could be the angel investor for Wakey Wines.
Come forward, Abdul. Come back, Abdul.
Do you want to try them on as well, Joe?
Yeah, I kind of do, but I know it's going to be
You'll
horrendous.
all have a pair next week.
It's going to be horrendous. This. Oh mate,
Oh, they look alright.
I don't
They
think
look
these are very. I'm a Ray-Bans man. They're a bit more
I need
basic.
bigger. I got big heads.
Because you've got quite a
They're
square
comfy,
head
though.
as well, so they go with your
yeah,
head.
yeah. All right, cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it works with the symmetry.
Wonderful. They're comfy.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I don't think I'd feel comfortable wearing Versace shades.
I got some Versace shades,
Yeah.
but not these loud. These are loud, man.
Yeah.
They are like I thought.
These
Do
are
you know what I mean?
loud.
I just thought. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really a loud guy, but you have to make a statement every now and again, don't you?
Nah, you dress.
Do you?
You dress all right.
Oh, thanks.
You wear a fucking long ass North Face jacket. You think you're not making statements?
No, that's more for comfort. Now, I think when you're in your 30s, you dress more for comfort.
You know, I've just realised I've put that long North Face coat and them sunglasses together. You dress like a white Mostek. Like
Who's I don't even know that
he's
is.
a rapper.
Oh, is he?
Who dresses exactly like that.
More like fucking no stack.
Oh,
No bulge.
did you see? Yeah, if you wore that long coat with that outfit, you are not allowed near
I think I have
schools
actually
or
wore that.
playgrounds.
Yeah, I think I've actually wore those two in combination before.
In what weather conditions did you?
I think
have
it
to
would
wear
be
those?
like skiing or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You took those skiing. They're not going to protect you from much.
Yeah, no, but you've got to look good on the slopes, haven't you? You know, when you do an appareil.
Yeah, so what? So you took them skiing to look good on the slopes?
Yeah, if you're up there, you're just going to be,
Also, did you just say appareil? The appareil, not the après ski.
appareil ski, yeah, like just like on the mountain top, you know, chilling.
I've never been
If you-
skiing. Have you been skiing?
Nah.
No.
I only went for the first time last year because I've never had enough money to do it before. An
that's why.
expensive time. It's like an expensive time.
I can imagine.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's just it hurts your bank balance.
Did you see? Speaking of rappers from a few years ago, see Jay Huss released his first song in 3 years,
yeah.
and the internet was not happy.
Why? What kind of song was it?
Just a rap song, but like he
Yeah, but like a standard J Hus, like kind of like.
Well, apparently,
What's the standard J Hus, Jace?
He's got a style, hasn't he? Like with the ding 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 ding.
So this is the issue. So what he's touching on is sounds wrong, but kind of right, isn't it? They're saying the problem is that J5 used to produce all of his tunes, and they fell out. So now this next geezer's produced his song, and everyone's like,
Everyone has a J at the front of their name.
pretty much.
He has like the songs with it,
J5,
like
J Hus.
like steel kind of drum.
You were going
vibe.
for the Did you see beat, weren't you? Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, like that kind of.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah, he's got a lot of his tracks have got like that kind of feel to them, haven't they?
His last album was pretty good, but this one also everyone's really upset because it's got like demonic lyrics in it and stuff, and everyone's like, oh no.
Yeah, but sometimes you just got to sell out, bro.
Yeah, do a little blood pact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd probably sell out if I had to.
I'd happily sell out, to be honest, at this point, 100%.
Yeah, you'd be
100%.
one of the wealthy.
Yeah.
You'd be driving your fucking McLaren or something down London streets.
Oh mate, I saw.
Did you see that video of the Just Stop Oil people pouring all that shit on the McLaren?
Oh no, what was that in central London?
Yeah.
I saw the one where they were protesting the Chelsea flower show.
Yeah, so you see that
That's a
powder,
bit weird,
the
isn't
powder
it?
they're throwing, yeah? So the McLaren just driving along and they just surrounded it and like started throwing all the powder on top of the McLaren.
Do you know the Chelsea
like, rubbing it, and I'm like, oh boy, you lot better not damage anything.
Nah.
That is getting like. Do you know the Chelsea Flower Show where they're not just putting like weed killer down or something like that?
No, they were just doing the same thing, throwing the fucking orange paint dye on it.
Is that what it is? Just
orange
can't
paint?
You just hoover
It's just
that up?
Nah, it stains. It's like orange paint dye. But the thing is, it's like with the Chelsea Flower Show, and it's like, ain't you protesting to save the planet, and then you just attacked plants? Like, I don't,
Yeah, but the point is that those are
they're sponsored by big companies.
Oh, is that the
But-
point that they're trying to make?
My point is, you're hurting the little man in all of this, man. You're hurting the guy that's just trying to get to his job and pay his bills. But they tried to do it with the oil companies. They went there and they protested, but then those guys brought out laws that meant that they couldn't do it.
Well, isn't that a thing? When they blocked the road, there was like an ambulance. There was that video of the ambulance that couldn't get through, and like didn't the person die in the back of that ambulance because they couldn't get to
Maybe
hospital?
it just stopped life. That's pretty much what they did that day.
Well, they'd need to get a life. I don't.
It's fucking
You don't like
annoying.
them at all, do you?
I hate them, man. And I put myself in those situations. I'm like,
Why do you
would I-
hate him? Why do you hate him so much? Tell us.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, why are you disrupting everyone's fucking day? Just get out of the way.
He's just gone full Andrew Marr in the corner there. He's like, what are you like?
Like what? Like there's just people trying to get to work, people trying to get to school. You're just stood, and do you know what? Do you know what fucks me off the most about them? Is they sit there with their dumb faces, just like they're just
What, that
no emotion,
self-righteousness?
no
Yeah.
emotion, just like.
The middle class drop face, where they're just like.
And then
used-
someone will
used to be
come and
known
pick
as,
them up. Someone will
yeah.
come pick them up, move them to the side, and they'll come back to the same position. Just
I mean, that is kind of the point of a protest,
give a
is to
fuck.
cause. No, but like,
it's to cause disruption. So
Yeah.
they're achieving it in a sense.
I might go in as an inside man,
okay, undercover. with Just Stop
undercover,
Oil.
just say no.
That's a different angle. Just saying no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then pour paint on them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, they probably like that. They pour paint on themselves anyway, don't they?
do they?
Yeah, they'll probably make you their leader.
New approach.
They just spray it everywhere, don't they?
What are we doing?
What?
So, all right, so
infiltrate.
let's say, yeah, you turn up Monday morning, rush hour. these men are. So this is step one of this. Yeah, you get there, and you've got to convince them that you're part of them.
No,
Initially.
you don't have to. You just dress like them.
No, because you got to infiltrate them, innit? So they get there, and
What
then
would you
they're like,
wear? What would you wear if you were
Yeah.
going to infiltrate Just Oil?
Well, a high vis and an orange shirt, innit?
Okay.
No,
Hardly
they've got some day wear.
B&Q uniform, fuck's sake.
It is a bit, but then you get there, and they hand you the glue, and they go, right, you got to glue yourself to the road.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do that to earn their trust.
No, I'm going to pretend to do it, yeah.
Yeah, but you couldn't just turn up in a high vis. You'd have to infiltrate them like softly first. You'd have to like meet them at a pub, wouldn't you? And like somewhere in like East London
Listen, it's not the
definitely
for a
fucking...
East
craft
London.
ale, and
It's
then
not,
you'd have to.
it's not the EDL, bruv. You can just turn up, I think.
I think
it
you're
is.
more likely to just be able to turn up for the EDL, to be honest.
No, all right, so I'm
not
gonna
you,
pretend,
not you, granted, but we could probably turn up to the EDL march. You, they'd probably be a bit suspicious
I'm
of.
going to pretend to glue myself to the floor, and then
What would you be like? Like just like,
just
going
gonna
like
hold it,
I
hold
can't
it,
move
hold
my
it, hold
hand.
it.
Just gets an itch at one point, scratches its face,
And then-
covers
and
blood.
They're
then-
like, oh shit.
I don't know. I might wait there like 10 minutes, size them up, focus on who's the strongest one, and then just windmill. I'm just gonna windmill.
Okay, so it's gone from throwing paint to all out assault. Okay,
Yeah. Let's teach them a lesson.
okay.
So it sounds like.
Maybe I won't do that because the police are already there, right? But what if it's...
Do you think the police have infiltrated them? They must have done. Isn't there a conspiracy that it's actually like other companies that are paying for them to do the protesting?
Not that I've heard of.
Okay, I thought you might. I thought there might be like some kind of conspiracy where companies are actually paying them to do the protesting.
Well, no,
They
there's
might
the-
sit on the other side.
There's the overall conspiracy around that all protests are backed by bigger people as a diversion tactic from what's
Yeah,
actually
Yeah.
it's
happening.
not a cheap
Yeah, maybe
thing
like a
to run.
diversion tactic, or maybe someone who's trying to win a vote. Say if someone's trying to win a vote in an election, and that's one of their main policies, then they might try and back that.
Well, the funniest thing I saw the other day actually was, you know, the snooker game.
What they've done
Yeah,
through
yeah.
the
Through the
paint.
fi- yeah.
yeah,
So the owner of the Crucible is suing him in small claims court.
isn't that Barry Hearn?
But what he did,
Dunno.
Yeah, it is. I think.
what he did was he sent a letter to everyone in the audience to also
What, to make them all claimants?
to make them all sue him. So this guy's just gonna get lawsuit after lawsuit just for the value of the ticket or whatever, the loss of experience, whatever, the babysitter, the dinner out, the night ruined, the ticket. He's just gonna get.
And if my
court
man's going
case,
this petty, I
court
bet
case,
he's like,
court
I'll
case.
pay for your lawyers.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He's like, I'll give you all the lawyers. It's small claims court, so you don't even go in. It's just
Yesterday,
like Judge Judy shit.
Yesterday they protested the Rugby Premier League, and I'm like, are you mad? Like, have you seen the size of them geezers? And they ran onto the pitch, caused a stoppage because they were throwing the paint and shit everywhere. I'm like, if one of them forwards just turns around and clatters you to the ground, you're never walking again.
Mate, they could probably kick one of them and put them into touch because there's not much on them. Just Oil protested, is it? I don't know what they eat, but they
wanna
need
know how
some
they got
nutrition
there.
advice. I think most of the time.
Yeah, they all
I want to
look like
know how they
rickets.
got there.
Yeah.
How do they get to these protests?
Even if
know.
they cycle, they've got to oil their bike chain.
I think they get. I think they get to these protests through like the underground sewers or something like that, and then they just
they're-
pop out.
they're
I think they all
definitely-
live underground. That's why they're all so pale.
They're all mole people.
Yeah.
I just think, yeah, and
Live
like,
with the rats in the sewers.
I just think like because global warming was a thing when we were kids, and it like they started talking about it then. Even from then, I just thought it's too far gone now, isn't it? Like it's already happened. Like it just
No,
never.
I mean,
felt...
look, there's probably some changes we can make, but there's a fucking way to do it.
Yeah, like I'll recycle. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But other than that, like, what am I
But
supposed to do?
why
I've
you
still
got-
got to get to work. I've still got to do everything that I've got to do in my life. It's not like I'm burning tires in my back garden out of spite. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still.
I think we're on a path now, and unless you made some massive change, then it's just going to be all the same, isn't it? We're all fucked.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I agree that there's some change to be made to, like, you know, restore the earth and grow and whatever. But there's a bloody way to do it, innit? Like, why are you disrupting all these people? So they do really piss me off, man. And I think if I saw it, I think I'd really struggle to hold back, man. Not
Would
physically.
you just run them over?
No. I saw a woman run one over, and I did feel sorry.
I did like feel bad while
I
I was
The
felt
woman
bad,
that was on the
yeah.
school run.
You was applauding
Yeah.
from the sidelines, but you were.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't attack them, but I'd definitely be irate and angry and
But they're attacking you, Raj. They're attacking your freedom.
yeah. I might headlock one I might sleep one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if they see you coming towards them and they find out you're ex-American football player Raj Pujara.
Oh man, I got leapfrogged so many times with American football. They just jump over me.
These men ain't leapfrogging you.
Yes, some of them are.
So you'd
They're
be
all,
like
they're all bow-legged.
I'm just picturing like just oil protesting you and them leapfrogging you at the main guys.
But the police just arrest you, innit? As soon as you get in their face, they're allowed to do it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd take all their banners off them.
That'd hurt.
Yeah.
I think the marketing could be improved. To be honest, I'm not really a big fan of the t-shirts.
Are Extinction Rebellion
branding
still a thing? Because
I've
that
not
was a
seen
big
them.
thing before, isn't it? Or have they
Yeah.
become just Stop Oil?
I don't know.
It's like terrorist organisations, isn't it?
They
Like
are
you
terror-
hear
they are
about
the
them for
money.
a
Yeah,
little bit.
little bit different, probably.
Well, they're still causing terror, aren't they? Just in a different way. They're trying to do it in the name of
Peaceful
good.
terror.
Is it peaceful terror?
I mean, one woman got ran over, Raj.
Yeah, well,
Maybe
she
some
was-
of them, maybe Extinction Rebellion want to be mentioned in the same sentence as Boko Haram.
I don't think anyone does, to be honest.
It's probably a bigger statement to fly a plane into one of the oil companies' headquarters.
Exactly. If you want
What?
to fucking do it properly.
Out of hours.
Yeah, but it's got to be like an electric plane or something like, or maybe a paper plane. That's probably the best.
That's true. They can't even fly the plane because fucking
What could
too
they?
much oil.
What terrorist thing could they do? Like if that wouldn't require oil? I don't really.
Well, paint, innit?
Like they wouldn't be able to blow themselves up because surely that's got some kind of like thing that they're not allowed to use.
Also, isn't it quite ironic that oil-based paint would stain better? They're kind of screwing themselves.
Well, they
have
just
to
use
use
the
it.
powder. They just use the powder.
Maybe they use
it's
acrylics.
powder dye.
So it's basically like getting pollen on your shirt. Yeah, a bit upsetting.
Yeah, it ain't
Might
coming
be
out,
normal,
but
Yeah.
Quick trip to the dry cleaners.
But this is the other thing as well, like, when you're trying to take down the big man as the little man, like, so they're throwing dye on the Chelsea Flower Show, going, oh, this is outside Nike, and Nike are a bad company for this, that, and the other. It's like, yeah, but they're not going to notice this. This isn't even going to come up in their quarterly report, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they
Also,
don't care.
They probably laugh about it.
Your high vis was probably made by a kid in China. So, and your T-shirt's probably made from the same kid.
And the iPhones
Doing a
that you're
double
recording your
shift.
protests on.
Yeah.
But that's how the world turns, isn't it? That's the economy.
Yeah,
of
but
the world.
what I'm saying
So-
is they're double standards.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you can't change that. So like, what they're trying to change would fundamentally change everything else about how the world functions.
Yeah.
Would you have cared more about global warming if it wasn't a 14-year-old girl telling you to care more?
I don't think there's really like. What about David Attenborough has been a big advocate for it, and if anyone you would like kind of move towards, it would be an old man that's ready to die, and still no one really cares that much, do they?
He had the better angle of it though. He was talking about the animals that were going to die, and then you're like, oh
I
no,
think
not the
that's a better-
pangolin. But then the pangolin got some negative press.
I think that's a better angle.
The hell did pangolin do?
Started COVID.
Oh.
Yeah,
Did it? Is
apparently.
that what you're calling Chinese people now?
Okay.
Attenborough.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
the pangolin.
Maybe I will go to an EDL match. I might as well complete the branding. Oh my word.
Speaking of Asian people, actually,
Here we go.
Okay.
no, I was watching a few videos and a few articles, looking at a few articles. Do you know about Yeonmi Park?
No.
Do you know about Yeonmi Park? So Yeonmi Park was basically a North Korean defector, and she's like a celebrity defector now, and she's made a whole career out of, I came from North Korea.
What's a defector?
Someone who leaves.
Someone
a
who leaves,
state
like say,
and
like
an oppressed state.
if you move from Cuba or something like that to
right.
America, same kind of thing. And she's made a whole career out of speaking at like United Nations conferences, things like that. But now she's a bit of a celebrity. But it's all kind of coming out now that maybe like her stories that she's been telling are a little bit
Exaggerated.
not exaggerated and not very consistent. So I think people are trying to kind of cancel her now.
What were her
Because she was-
stories?
She was saying shit like I used to we used to like eat rats and stuff like that. We used to survive on grass and grasshoppers. That's what we used to eat for our food. I wrote down a couple of other things that she said as well.
But I thought
Probably true though, isn't it?
I thought the whole thing with North Korea was basically play by the rules and you'll be looked after.
This is a good one. So like she said, that one of her stories was that, which is inconsistent, was that one of her friends, her mother got executed in this stadium for watching a James Bond film.
I've heard about this story. I don't know who this woman is, but I've heard about these stories. So it's quite impressive to have a country that people are already like, yeah, you guys are pretty bad, and you try doubling down on it with stories that are so ridiculous that people can start going, oh, they're not that bad though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's been on like Joe Rogan and stuff like that.
Oh, a lot of people have been on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but everyone's like believing her stories, and then like it's one of those things, isn't it, where like you kind of go, oh my god, this story is like crazy. It must have been so bad, and then you actually like read it back and you're like, that actually sounds pretty ridiculous. Like can you imagine if you got executed for watching Casino Royale?
All she has to do to get back on Joe Rogan is say that there's aliens in North Korea, and he will have her back on for a 4-hour episode.
But I think the thing that changes it a little bit with her is she's quite hot.
Okay, now
And
we're
she's
getting
had
into the
a
crux
boob
of it
job
now.
as well,
Here we
so-
go. We're getting into why she's got all this attention now.
But that's probably why she's got more attention in the first place, and then now the story's kind of unraveling.
It's a bit of an out there fucking story though, isn't it? How'd you think that up?
And another thing was that she'd like crossed when she made it over the border. Part of the story was, I had to climb over like 3 or 4 mountains, and I had like holes in my shoes. Horrible, horrific story. It turns out she just lived like next to the river, which was next to the border. So really, all she had to do was just a little bit of a
Swim.
swim. Yeah. I mean, granted, she probably
So
couldn't
where did
swim.
she go? South Korea.
She went to South Korea, and then she made it over to America, I think. Yeah, so she was in South Korea for a while, and then got.
So you reckon she's full of shit? I just think some of those lies are just out there.
I just think
how'd you think that up?
I think with some of this stuff as well, the sad thing is there's probably a lot of truth in the stories that she's told, but she's exaggerated them for the effect and the impact, which has just undermined all the truth that's in it.
And it could also be the language barrier as well. That could be a reason for it. Like things get lost in translation. Maybe it was a Bond movie. Maybe that it was like
Bondage party.
She was actually a spy, like James Bond. Like, what?
Maybe she was like the woman version of Bond. Like, do you know how in a Bond film you would get the protagonist?
She was a Bond girl.
Yeah, but she was like a bad Bond girl, and that's why she got executed. So it could be lost in translation.
Her mom was pussy galore.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Okay.
But yeah, it wasn't to live to live and die another day or something like that? Die another day, isn't it?
What, pussy galore?
No,
That was Octopussy.
Octopussy.
Yeah.
That was like Bond classic, wasn't it?
Octopussy, was it?
Have you never watched James Bond films?
Not for me, man.
They're all right, man. The old ones are the best ones when you look back now, because they're so fucking like misogynistic.
Just fucking.
It's just fucking. It's literally the scenes of like Sean Connery and all this. Basically, this woman's just been shot at by like 80 mercenaries, and understandably a bit flustered. And all she says is like, "How are we gonna get out of this, James?" And it's just pull yourself together, woman. You've been hysterical. And
Calm
you're just
down,
like,
love.
she just asked her question.
Yeah. Oh, talking of questions, actually, I've got some questions that I want to ask there.
Okay.
I've got a bank of 100 questions. Okay.
Okay.
And I want you to choose a number randomly between 1 and 100. Don't choose outside of that because there won't be a question.
Okay.
And I'll ask you the question.
Okay. 72.
72. Okay.
Random number.
It is, isn't it? Why did you choose 72?
Make you scroll a bit, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I've scrolled there. If you could have any view from your back porch, what would it be?
Back porch. What the fuck's a back
So your back
porch?
garden.
Right. Okay.
Any view from your back garden. If you could have any view from your back garden, what would it be?
And it's just always there.
Well, I don't think they're interchangeable.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, what if somebody,
Right, have a projector.
Yeah, do you know, like you get a slideshow, like, nope.
what if it looks better in the day? At night, would it then not?
Ah, that's a good point, actually, because some of them look better. Some of them would look better in the day, wouldn't they? And some of them would look better at night. And another thing is, would you want like a jungle on your back garden just because you might get like bears in there and shit?
Also, something you'd get bears in the jungle.
Where the bears
Mate,
live?
have you not seen fucking Jungle
In the
Book?
mountains, in the forest.
Jungle Book.
Jungle
In
Book?
forests, it's not jungles, isn't it?
Where's
fuck's the
Jungle Book?
difference?
It's not Forest Book, is it?
Oh, sorry, there was also a snake that talked and a giant orangutan. I don't
that
know,
was
if, I don't
all
know if
true.
it was gospel.
What, you think bears don't live in the jungle?
What, you think orangutans speak and grow to the size of a house?
No, but do you think bears don't live in the jungle?
I don't think bears live in the jungle.
No?
No?
What was Baloo doing then?
Maybe he just got lost. He was just like, he found himself in a jungle. Maybe that was his back garden and he just went out there one day and just never came back.
Bears live in a big blue house. We all know that. Anyway, you got a... I don't know.
A view out of your back garden. What would you want?
I wish I hadn't picked 72 now.
I wish I had a back garden for starters.
Yeah,
at the,
that is
at the
true.
minute, mine's like Lidl car park, so anything's an
Yeah, you're
improvement on
happy.
that.
You're happy.
What's your current view from your back porch?
Outhouse.
The outhouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's in the outhouse?
Some freezers.
That's just like
Full of
classic
milk.
Asian.
All the
isn't it?
milk's in there.
Yeah. Freezers,
Like
like
quite a few-
frozen milk.
Quite a few freezers, actually. Too many freezers, in my opinion.
Mate, I think that's probably the reason why there's so much global warming, because so many,
My freezers.
no, Asians have just got freezers.
Raj lives in a
Fucking
cash and
everywhere.
carry.
Everything's just frozen.
Fuck off.
Mine's art studios.
Is it? But again, it's not a great view, is it?
No, it's fuck all there.
I think
Gosh.
I would have like, I don't know, maybe like a desert would be quite nice, because then it just kind of like be endless, and it would be good at night because then you've got the stars, and then in the day it would just be quite like
Yeah,
a nice look.
I immediately went to like the mountain lakes in like
You lot are soft.
You know, like Alaska and that.
Yeah.
Have you watched?
Soft.
Have you
I
watched?
had the Playboy Mansion in
Nah.
my
Oh yeah. You also just be like, oh, actually, an outdoor strip club.
Nah, but see, you could, because then you like, it just looks nice, doesn't it? Have you watched that Outlast program on Netflix?
No.
What's
It's
that?
fucking incredible. It's like, so it's this American show, and they get these like wilderness survival like enthusiasts, and they take them like into the mountains with winter like fast approaching. I think it's in Alaska, and they're basically like, right, off you go. You've got to survive and see who survives the longest. You've got to outlast the other survivalists, but you can only win if you're in a team. You can't win on your own.
So it's a bit like the Hunger Games.
Nah, because it does kind of become like the Hunger Games. So it's like they go in, but like some of them, like, so the first challenge is obviously like you got to find somewhere to set up and build a shelter because it's going to get cold, isn't it? And like,
I love that description because it's going to get cold.
it's gonna
get
when I
cold.
say cold,
Yeah,
like
you mean cold.
minuses,
Yeah.
brother. It is snowing within days.
Like, I wouldn't be wearing these shorts.
Not a chance. Not unless you had that big coat on. But like, there's this one guy, and everyone's like, I'm chilling with my man because he knows what he's doing. This guy is like, yeah, I know what structure I'm gonna build, all this and that. I know how to hunt, bow and arrows, and all this shit. They're like, cool. I'm gonna chill with him. This geezer called Javier. But these two guys that latch onto him, they've just turned up because they're like, yeah, sometimes I go hiking and I like camping, and they ain't got a fucking
Complete-
they haven't got a
completely out the
clue.
depth.
And basically, this Javier is just like, you need to go collect wood, but it needs to be this kind of wood for the fire. You need to do this, and they're just walking through the woods, and they're just like, this Javier guy, man, just telling us what to do all the time. Fucking piece of shit, man. This guy, they quit within a day. They get to the end of the first day, and they go, nah, this ain't for us, you know. And then Javier and this old boy are just stuck on their own in the middle of the woods. It's sick.
I love it when people are so delusional though, and they go on a show thinking it's like we're saying on like SAS Who Dares Wins,
Oh, mate.
where people will go on and they'll be like, yeah, I'm a PT, I work out all the time, yeah, I consider myself quite like headstrong. Literally, they're chucked in the water, they're straight at home, they're like, oh no, this isn't for me. Or like the first run up a mountain, they're like, no, I'm not doing this.
What was the celebrity one where they get them to box each other?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
there was
SAS Who Dares
there
Wins.
was the
I've
man
watched all
against
of
the
them.
woman.
Yeah.
And
he
he
just
didn't want to hit
battered her.
Yeah.
No, he didn't want to hit her.
Yeah, and she was like, you've got to fight me. You've got
One
to
of
do
them
it.
was a female boxer.
One of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
female professional boxing, she's like, oh, I don't want to fight. She got bad.
But she said 2 minutes, she was like, I'm used to this. It's just, we're just doing the game. We're scrapping
Yeah.
in it. And you could see my man afterwards was so uncomfortable because you know all he's thinking is, this is going on TV.
Yeah.
Well, no, fuck that. You got to do it, man. That's the task. Bro, you go to enemy lines and it's a woman, what, you're going to be like, nah, sorry. I'm going to kick the shit out of you, bro.
What you want to just throw in a chat up line or something like that? See like how
Fucking
she is or
Sean
anything
Connery
like that,
over
yeah?
here, mate.
No, I'm saying if we're
You
at
expect me
war,
to
if we're
talk?
at war, if she's coming to kill me, I'm battering the shit out of her.
Mate, I've been reading this sick book, and it's all about Berlin after World War II. And there's this guy who basically, because they ain't got fuck all in it after the war, it's like the Russians and the Americans own different parts of Berlin, and they're trying to figure out what to do afterwards, and it all led to like the Cold War and that. But like they get everything from the black market basically. But a lot of them, the only way to survive was for like the women to sleep with the American soldiers so that they could get like extra rations and food and stuff. So what they'd do is like sell condoms back to the Americans, but they'd prick holes in them so that if they slept with like German prostitutes, they'd all get like syphilis and shit and go home.
Really?
Yeah. It's mad shit, man. War is cold.
Wait, if there's a hole in the condom, you can still get an STD.
Well, yeah, because it's
'cause
not
it's
a
exchanging bodily
secure
fluids, aren't you?
sheath anymore.
What?
What do you think a condom is?
Yeah, but I just thought it was to trick pregnancy.
You thought it was to trick
'Cause,
pregnancy? Do
like-
you mean to prevent it?
Yeah.
Am I hearing this right?
No, the prick,
I thought he was going to
prick-
say to trick women. I was like, what?
the prick, the hole is to sort of trick the man into getting them pregnant.
But the whole point of that is that there's the fluid exchange.
fluid exchange.
So the fluid
So
exchange
it was
works
essentially
2 ways.
a man tricking another man in this instance.
yeah, but that's such a small area
It doesn't matter.
to the chance of getting syphilis is surely lower.
It depends
It's
how much.
probably
depends how
lower
much you
than
perforate it.
barebacking, yeah, but
Yeah.
you're still gonna get it. And also, if you put a hole in the
He's
condom,
poking
it's
holes in your
probably
story,
just
mate.
yeah. But if you put a hole in the condom, it's probably just gonna split.
Mm,
So bad times, man.
yeah.
What about that? If you had that as your view from your back garden in a war zone,
Yeah, a lot of people do.
that'd be
So can I just get this? Can I
Living
get
in
this?
Kiev.
yeah.
Can
East
I get
London.
this? Can I get this clear? Because I don't fully understand the question. So, is the view physical, or is it like a display, or does it have to be scenic, or can it be anything?
Can you go there, or are you just looking at it?
Yeah, can I walk into the garden with my black coffee and my bathrobe? Go, all right, Sasha, look good on the pole.
I mean, let's just like kind of keep it simple. And let's just say visual.
Oh,
Oh,
so I don't get to say hi, Sasha.
so I can't go walking around the mountains.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I guess.
Why
that
does he
kind
get
of
to walk
goes-
around the
Isn't it?
mountains? I can't say hi to the stripper.
Why can't he make it rain, but I'm allowed to go catch salmon?
We're going into the realms of making it physical here. Let's just make it like.
So I can just look at it.
Yeah, let's just look at it from a scenic perspective.
Okay, scenic perception, perspective, right?
Yeah,
So it's
so
just scenery, nothing physical.
Yeah,
It's like
nothing physical.
I open the curtains.
Just what do you like to look at?
and This is what I see.
Yeah, what do you like to look at? So we know what you like to look at.
Yeah, but you said like, it has to be scenic.
Well, it can be scenic, yeah.
But then, is it just a picture? Is it, or is it?
No, it's there. But do you mean what do you like? We're looking at it from a visual perspective. So what do you like to look at?
So almost like every time you pull your curtains in
Yeah.
the morning, that's the
What would be
first
the best thing
see.
that you want to see?
Can they see me?
What do you want as your view?
Don't know. Obviously, I want to pick something sensible, like a scenic view, maybe like a beautiful skyline. Or
Yeah,
something.
I'm torn between two at the minute.
But
Either
like a strip club sounds nice.
yeah, but if you can't go there, it's pointless, isn't it?
Yeah, but then it's the same as watching porn, isn't it? You ain't doing it, but you hate
So you
it.
just want a live show, basically.
Yeah, but then I also think I'd get bored of that.
That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking like
Yeah, and what wouldn't you get bored of? Like,
so I'm thinking like you know, like the glaciers in Iceland or something.
Yeah.
So that some days you'll open your curtains and it's just the glaciers in it, but some days you open them and the Northern Lights is there kicking about.
Yeah, I was just gonna
So
say
that'd
the
be-
Northern
that'd be
Lights,
pretty
yeah.
sick.
I was
That'd be a
gonna
good
say
view.
the Northern
or
Lights.
That would be a
something
good view.
or something like the Sistine Chapel.
I'm
Just
gonna
every
go.
day you're just like
I'm gonna go
Shit.
Northern Lights, yeah, and then I'm gonna go to the strip club physically.
That makes
I'm gonna
sense.
say, hey, want to see the Northern Lights?
oh, so you're thinking of it. That's quite that's clever. Because you're thinking of a dual use of it there. Like
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
take
yeah.
a girl back and say, like, I can show you the Northern Lights.
I'll take everyone back.
Take everyone back.
Yeah, anyone that wants to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Charge a little admission fee.
I think
Indian.
I would go. Yeah. So you're thinking
wanna see
about it
my
from a
freezers?
business
You want to see
perspective.
Northern Lights? Northern Lights?
Do you want to see all my freezers?
My dad's just on the fucking corners just selling tickets.
And then you're still just living in London somewhere, and you're like, mate, we're living in London. And you're like, look, I can show you the Northern Lights out of my bedroom.
Yeah.
I think I would go for a desert, because then in the day you'd just have like the blue, clear sky and the sand, nice contrast there. And then at night you'd be able to see all the stars and the constellations because you've had no light pollution around.
That's true, actually. One of the sickest places I've been is in Wadi Rum in Jordan. And for exactly that, you go there. It's where they filmed like Star Wars, The Martian.
I really want to go there,
It's
actually.
sick.
Yeah.
So everything,
is that near
like-
Petra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like everything's like all the sand and the rocks have got like a red hue to them. So
Nice.
it is like you're on Mars. But then at night we were in this like Bedouin community, and you just stay there, and then you just sit outside, and it's mad. You know, like when like people are like, oh, you might see a shooting star tonight. There you see like 10 in a night. You're just looking up and you're just like, oh yeah, there's
That's the thing, isn't it? There's so much light pollution here in the UK. Like when you look up, you just see a fuzz, don't you? Really,
The desert is sick.
haze.
Also, they told us like all these animals that we might see, like in the night. They're like, oh, you might see like scorpions
Yeah,
and
like,
spiders
like-
and shit. All we saw was a hedgehog.
In
you
the
might see-
desert.
Yeah,
I mean, deserts are cool, but it's just all sand, isn't it?
it was sick though. Like it was sick.
You could put a VR on and walk along a beach in the UK, and it'll be the same shit.
We could do that with the Northern Lights though. We could buy a projector that puts it on the ceiling.
I do think there's something to be said though. If you went for something more foliage based, like the plant that Joe's currently sat next to, which is plastic, I believe. But if you went for something like that, at least you would see it in all the different seasons.
Yeah, you get the 4 seasons. Yeah.
So that would be something to think about.
I suppose what it comes back
No,
to
I've
is
made my
like,
decision.
Yeah, you want the Northern Lights.
I suppose all it proves though, innit, is like, in a way, maybe because like we're so spoilt with like computers and TVs and stuff now, like just looking at something ain't really that deep anymore, innit? Like, you know what I was thinking, you know, like back in the day, like way back, like the first person to like discover something, like to discover like the pyramids or like dig something up and be like, this is mad. Like, my man couldn't even take photos of it, you know what I mean? Like, he does a sketch, takes it back, everyone back home would be like, you're chatting the most shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, you'd want to just go and look at something in it, whereas now we're just like, I'll just Google that, innit? Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. There's nothing. I don't know. There's nothing. Is stuff being discovered still?
Yeah.
Mate, isn't it like, what's the percentage of the ocean that isn't discovered? Isn't it something
like 70% of it. Ain't
And the rainforest is more.
And the rainforest
They
is
haven't
like
even
the
found the
same
bears
percentage.
there, yeah, it's mad. But
They're still looking for Baloo.
But that is a forest, though, isn't it? You just said rainforest. Yeah, so they would be there.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's got you here with the rainforest and the jungle.
I
What's the
said
difference?
they live in forests.
What's the
I did
difference
say.
between a rainforest
Oh
and a
shit!
jungle?
Yeah, you said
It's
jungle.
it's the climate, and
Is it the vegetation?
I think it's to do with the ecosystem,
Ah, okay.
the jungle.
Let's
and
just
the
clear this up.
rainforest.
Right, okay.
Do bears live in jungles? They are most populous in mountainous areas and jungles.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What bears live in jungles?
I don't think that's. Is it which bears?
Whatever you want to tell it.
What type of bears live in jungles?
So it was neither.
Some species, such as the sloth bear, the sun bear,
The sun bear.
the spectacled bear, and the Asiatic black bear, can live in the jungle.
Yes, that's what Baloo was, black bear.
Yeah, so
Okay, fair enough.
there we go.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that you've learned in today's
Apologise.
podcast, it's... Apologise?
What,
You
for
wanna-
misinforming the people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Apologise.
for speculating that bears do not live in
Yeah.
jungles.
Speculating about the speculated bear.
Yeah.
Yeah?
About the
Yeah, that's one of
specky
jungle
bear.
bears.
The spectacled bear.
That's the one.
That's it. The only bears that live in jungles are one that wears spectacles.
You know what's funny as well about like history and like
Specsavers bear.
people not knowing nothing. Like when I was reading Samuel Pepys' diary, which by the way, like even if you get it as an audiobook, it's fucking fascinating.
Because Samuel Pepys.
So Samuel Pepys was this guy. He was I think he was like head of a naval office for King Louis in the 1600s, and he just started writing a diary one day, and it's the most like historically accurate reference they've got of what life was like in London in that time.
Really?
Because he just wrote this diary
I
every
might
day.
read that.
But it's literally just a book of all the women he cheated on his wife with. It's fucking hilarious. It's like his diary is just like, oh, I'm going to Holland on naval business, and then like 2 pages later, it's just shagging some woman in an alley.
So just
like,
historically accurate data on how fit women were.
yeah, nah, mate, they were all mangled, bruv. But he did not give a shit.
Yeah, he did know. It was like she's got no teeth. Perfect.
Yeah, honestly, like wild. But like, so in this book, he talks about like all these different like naval officers and stuff who went all over the world, and they'd just come back with like mad stories. Like one of them was in the pub telling a story about how in India there was a guy that played a flute that made tarantulas dance, and everyone was just like, "That's incredible." And now you're like, I don't think that was accurate, but okay, fair enough.
What,
But
you reckon that doesn't happen?
there's tarantulas in India.
Yeah.
Okay. You reckon you can make them dance with a flute?
Make snakes dance. It's a trance, isn't it?
Okay. Maybe though. Maybe. But so this guy.
Don't they do that?
Okay. Well, we've just seen it in real time.
Put their hands up.
It definitely happens.
Just Jason doing the call to prayer in the corner. Fuck's sake. But yeah, there's this part of the book where my man's. Fuck's sake. Oh.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, but now there's this part in the book where my man's wounded because there's this naval officer that wanted his wife before he married her. So he's like, he don't like this guy because this guy is like higher rank.
Oh,
than him.
was he at Nottingham Forest Football Club as well? Sorry, Curry.
Yeah, we're not going into that on the pod. That was disrespectful before we started recording.
The disrespect.
But he couldn't hypnotise a tarantula, bro. You're winning, man. But yeah, this guy comes back from this. He'd been somewhere, and he comes back with like with a baboon. This geezer just comes back with a baboon and then just starts telling people like, "Do you want to come see this fucking baboon that I've brought back?"
Was he on about one of the women?
Nah.
Just spanked her so hard. That's gotta be called babooning, right?
Okay.
Babooning. If you fucking
Oh, do they not like a good whack on the arse?
like
Do you reckon
red arse.
Do you reckon it's on Urban Dictionary? Do you reckon if I
Google that
searched
right now, because if
babooning-
it's not, I'm making that a thing. It's called babooning.
Do you reckon if I searched babooning, it'd come up on
yeah,
Urban
it's got to be
Dictionary?
surely.
What, if you spank a woman that hard that...
Like whole
or
arse
any
reds.
a man or a woman, I guess.
Yeah,
Babooning.
I bet it's right. Come on, I'm gonna see dancing tarantulas very quickly.
Oh man, I've still got fucking no signal in there. I apologise.
Right, I'm going to wrap up this question after you look that up.
Yeah, well, you can do it now while I'm looking it up if you want. I said the Northern Lights. I think Raj was keen on that idea. You said a desert.
Desert.
Desert's not a bad shout.
And the only other thing you could go for really is like a scene like the Eiffel
What
Tower.
is it?
or
What
something
is
like
it?
It's
What about the Roman Colosseum?
the top one. I was thinking about the Colosseum. Babooning, the top one is so much worse. So there is one, which is when, this is the exact term, ass fucking someone with such vigour that the ass cheeks of the person turn bright red.
Yeah.
But there's a top one, which comes up before that, which is babooning, an obscene sexual act by which excessive anal sex causes the rectum to prolapse.
Oh,
So
turn inside out.
yeah, unpleasant.
Oh,
Looks like a brain
I
hanging out.
thought that was called windsucking when we were in school. I think.
Ay, caramba.
I thought that was just called internal
Yeah,
destruction.
Much-
damage.
A collapsed
much-
mine shaft.
much
cave-in.
prefer the second one.
Yeah, yours is more PC, which was not what I was expecting. It's more
Yeah, well, at least we can
Yeah.
clip that. So,
absolutely not. I never want to hear about that again. I feel a bit sick.
right, next question. Raj, pick a number between 1 and 100.
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at dancing tarantulas.
Mate, you can look at that 4 a.m. this morning on TikTok.
Yeah, send it, man.
Yeah.
We got time for another question? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 69.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, number 69. What's something you've always wanted to try but haven't yet?
Babooning.
Which version?
Both.
Fuck's sake.
What's something I've wanted to try but never? Something I've wanted to try but never have?
Yours is going to be
Yeah.
heroin again, isn't it? We've spoke about this.
Man, I do want to. I mean, obviously, it's negative, and people, know people that have died from heroin and all of that. I just think I'd want to try it in a controlled environment.
See what all the fuss is about.
What, like when Jon Snow tried weed?
Eh?
Do you know the Channel 4 news reporter?
Oh,
I thought you meant the guy from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I was
Yeah.
like, man was in the snow. Where
It's
did
like,
he get weed from?
It's like, you know nothing, Jon Snow. He's like, yeah, I know.
I've
I
seen
know
these
nothing, I'm
motherfucking
stoned.
grow houses. They got UV lights everywhere. Man's growing weed in the snow.
Mate, man was pulling out a fucking lightsaber at the Battle of the Bastards.
I remember the newsreader Jon Snow trying weed. I don't know. I feel like I've tried a lot of the stuff that I wanted to. I don't really know.
I'd like to try. Can you say something that you would know you would never do? Like, I would like. What is it?
Heroin I'd never do. Unless someone told me I had 6 months to live.
You've
then I'd
always
go and-
wanted to try but haven't yet. So that could still be something unrealistic, like climb Everest or something like that.
Now mine would be that whole wind gliding thing. You know where they've got
Oh yeah, what?
the things that they and then they.
Oh, like a flying squirrel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh mate,
That
that is.
scares
Have you
the
ever
life out of me,
have you watched the documentary on that on Channel 4 where it followed round some of these ones who were sponsored by, I think they were sponsored by Red Bull at the
Bull,
time.
yeah.
It's always Red Bull.
And then
They
one
sponsor
of,
the
and then
maddest
one of
shit.
them just started doing like all mad shit. And then one time they're recording him and he's going at like 250 mile an hour, tries to go under this bridge, hits the bridge. Just fucking wiped him out.
The sickest Red Bull documentary was the one about Felix Baumgartner. You know, the guy
Yeah.
who free fell from space.
Yeah.
And it goes into
But
this.
was that real?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
but
was
the
fucking
documentary is sick.
He passed out, didn't he, while he was
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it? Like, and
Was
then
it not Virgin or was it Red Bull?
Red Bull. So it's basically
Probably was a virgin.
Nah, so this is the thing. His documentary is sick. Him and his wife were.
I heard his dick's out of this world.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, so him and his wife were like professional base jumpers, if you can, but they were traveling all over the world doing all this mad shit.
trying to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Like, what's your job? I'm a base jumper.
jumper?
Like, what? It's like, what, you move time? What do you do?
It's mad though. Like they got sponsored by all these different companies to just go do this mad shit, and then his wife died. So previously, because he basically he'd do these base jumps, but they'd always get him safety tested and stuff. And then when his wife died, he basically just went, I ain't really got anything else to live for because my wife's dead. So I'm just gonna do mad shit. And he does all this stuff. Like there's this like big cave that's it's like a boot shape. And like he dives into this cave and he has to pull his parachute at the exact right moment. Too soon, he goes into the wall, dies. Too late, goes into the floor, dies. Doing all this shit, he completes all of it, and then he's just like, I'm just gonna do it from space. And then just mad geezer, mad guy. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even skydive.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that I've
Yeah.
skydived before.
Fuck, I was.
I wouldn't bungee
Amazing.
jump, wouldn't skydive.
Skydiving.
When you're falling, I imagine it's great. It's tipping out of the plane. Nah.
I was strapped to some guy.
Gravity is my enemy.
I was strapped to some guy.
Raj
and-
doesn't want to find out what his terminal velocity is.
yeah, mate, you would like plummet. But yeah, he's like you're strapped to some guy, and he's in kind of control, but he's controlling you while you're
Getting babooned.
It's really like, I'll jump
Was this
out
a
of a plane.
skydive or was this you getting blasted?
I'll jump out of a plane. NASA will be like, there's a meteor coming to
Yeah, isn't it?
Don't look up
Why?
to-
Yeah, there's something stiff. No, no, but it was. Oh, that's the biggest thrill in like
What, jumping out of
60
a plane?
seconds of just. Like, I've got the recording of me doing it actually. So
Did
it's
you have
like-
a man attached to you?
Yeah. But he was like because you go out of there and he tells you all the stuff to do, like kind of put your arms in a certain position, arch your back, stuff like that.
I was going to say,
Back it up on me.
wasn't even strapped to Jason,
Yeah,
just plugged in.
this was before we even took off.
You know what? I've got my answer though. I was thinking about it. What I've not tried that I've wanted to do for years. That ayahuasca.
Oh, would you? Yeah, like some
Yeah,
mad, like
yeah.
fucking trip shit. Yeah.
Did you hear like Mike Tyson's story about doing it? When he said that, so he went to South America and he got this fucking shaman, and this guy was like made the it's like a soup thing in it for him.
Yeah.
And he said he drank it.
Heinz.
And he drank this fucking soup, and he said it felt like he was suddenly strapped into a roller coaster. that was just going up and up and up and up and up, and he felt like he'd got to the top before it was about to plummet. And he said he just remembers he started sobbing, like screaming, crying, and said to the shaman, he said, I don't want to do this anymore. And he was like, it's too late. You just got to go along with it. And then he was like, I saw space and time, and I spoke to aliens, and I spoke to gods who told me all about life and stuff like that. And I think that's like when he like turned his life around and became a missionary for a bit and stuff like that. But he said it was sick.
So you're basically saying you want to turn your life around?
I just think apparently it's all to do
How
with
do you
like.
do this?
So it's a cactus.
Yeah, but where do you do this?
You can
have to
do
go
it
to
in this
Yeah,
country
you can
now,
do it,
but
yeah, yeah.
you're
It's not
supposed to. Well,
Well, why don't we fucking do it?
you can do a retreat. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, cool.
Let's
I know
rock.
people who've done it a
Let's
few
go.
times.
Should we do Twats Day Out?
So we've gone from doing the ice bath thing, which we've still not done, to do you want to go to an ayahuasca retreat and potentially never recover?
What?
Well, you can change your brain.
It do,
like
yeah,
mad.
it's altering your brain
It's to
chemistry
do with
for a period
it's
of time.
to do with
isn't it?
opening pathways in your brain, the same as like mushrooms and
It
acid
could
and
be a
shit.
positive change.
It's supposed to be like a very deep spiritual positive change that changes your outlook on life a lot and stuff like that. It's
Yeah,
meant-
there's
it's meant to
another
be
one
sick.
called Cambo as well, like where like
It's
they put
frog
it in,
poison.
Yeah, frog poison. Then put it. I know a couple of people.
You
who've
wouldn't
done
be
that.
up for this,
Same.
would you? You're prim and proper. You wouldn't.
Hmm?
Would you do it?
Me and Jason are doing Camberg last time.
Yeah, we need Cambo in a couple of weeks' time. You know what I mean?
You're just going to see me catching a toad in the long grass going, lick it, Jason.
I quite like this like reputation I've got of being like a nice guy. Yeah. No, I'd never do that, mate.
Would you do it? Should we go and do it?
I'll do it.
It'd be
I know,
quite-
I know someone who's been, so I could ask them.
It does scare me. Like,
Yeah, it terrifies me. That's why I've never gone with them, but I'd love that.
But
like
that's the
just
thing,
coming
you-
out with like I don't know, what if you come out like with a thick South African accent or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a new man.
Yeah, make your bit about being Colombian more interesting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What are you saying? You wouldn't want it? Is there an accent that you wouldn't want to come out with?
Yeah, I mean, there's some I can't pull off, can I?
Yeah.
I couldn't be Nigerian, could I?
That'd be fascinating.
Yeah. And I can't say I'm albino.
No, you could do.
How? I got black hair.
Yeah, but, yeah, okay. Bleached your
So-
skin.
Yeah.
So you'd want to do like a transformative experience then?
Yeah, like a big time hallucinogenic. I've got a friend who loves acid, and I've always said to him like, "There's nah."
Something.
I'd want to be in like a nice, controlled environment to get guided through it, kind of thing. I wouldn't want to be in a man's flat and like trying to throw myself off
Yeah,
a
like I've
balcony.
done that before.
You're meant to do it in one of those flotation tanks. Is meant to be unreal.
They're
as
meant to
well.
be sick,
Yeah.
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 What was the question again? Do something you.
Do something that you want to do that you haven't before, like you've always that you want to try but you haven't. So it could be something unrealistic, I guess.
Yeah, go to the gym.
Fuck's sake.
Mate, you could do that. We could do that.
If he was going to do it, he'd have done it by now. He's a big man, you know.
I've been
what I
paying
mean?
monthly as to it.
At least he's supporting local business.
Yeah, very much supporting local businesses. Gosh, that's I don't know. You know, the list is long.
I feel like mine would be something like go on like some mad safari or something like that. Because I've never done that, and I would
Yeah,
like
but
to
like
do
there's
that.
some things that like snakes freak the shit out of me, man. Like I couldn't be around or close to
No,
one.
I wouldn't like to. I'd like to be more on the kind of like just
I
a
think
standard
I
South
would
African
wanna.
safari or something.
I
like
would
that.
want to go in a submarine.
Really, I feel
Yeah.
like that's a really horrible thing to do.
I'd
Imagine
get
how
really claustrophobic.
Imagine how claustrophobic. And if you get hit in a submarine or anything goes wrong, you fucking sink into the bottom of the ocean and you're finished.
Do you not float up?
No.
No.
You sink.
You always sink.
Yeah, they're not buoyant.
No, but if you come out of it, you float up, right?
Yeah, but how are you getting to the surface?
Mate.
Them things are deep.
Think about the pressure.
You float up.
No, because your
Yeah,
head would just
dead.
explode.
How?
Also, even if you scuba dive, you can't just go straight back up to the surface.
No,
you get the
have
bends.
You have to go, yeah, because of the pressure. You can only go up like a certain. How many? You can only go up like a certain amount of meters in a certain
So
amount
you,
of time.
you have a guide rope if you're doing proper deep sea diving, and you have to go up so many meters at a time and then stop so that you adjust to the air pressure, the pressure again from the water. Otherwise, you take in too much oxygen, but your lungs are condensed by the
What
pressure
does
in it,
do?
and then
Does
you
it
get the
just crush
bends.
you, or it'll blow out
Your
your
brain
ears, right?
ODs on
Yeah.
oxygen,
Yeah.
and then you're fucked, basically.
Well, I'll risk it because I think the submarine will survive.
What about one of those submarine like little machine things that you go along the bottom?
No,
of the
I don't
sea
want to control it myself. I want a professional.
Oh no, yeah, but I mean, you know the ones where like there was little gliders that you can go along the bottom of the ocean.
Raj just wants to go on a glass bottom boat.
Yeah,
I don't want anything to do with it. I just want a little 10-minute skirt.
yeah, or maybe like something like that. Maybe or go on like a yacht, like a mad yacht.
Nah, that's just Saturday night.
That's
With them Versace
the boat
shades.
show.
Yeah, but you could just charter a yacht. You just pay for a skipper.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
like if you got
I think it's harder to charter a submarine.
What about going to space? Like, would you go on one of those space flights?
I think space is just boring though, isn't it? It's just space.
Yeah, but I thought if you are in actual space, then you would look at Earth and it might give you a different perspective. So again, it could be.
Yeah, but I could do that. Zoom out on Google Earth, bro.
And then do ayahuasca and then zoom out on Google Earth.
All right, then what about ayahuasca in space?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that might be a bit
Zero
mad.
gravity would be pretty sick. You're basically in one big flotation tank then.
Yeah.
That'd be decent.
So
Yeah.
what? The salt? They put salt in to measure your. How did they offset your weight to the salt?
It's basically like being in the Dead Sea, but it's a sensory deprivation tank, isn't it? So they're soundproof, light-proof.
Who wakes you up?
They do. You just
So
do,
you're meant
you
to
just
feel
do it.
just like your brain's fucking floating.
It's like
isn't
being
it?
back in the
Yeah.
womb, essentially, isn't it? And you stay in there for that long with no sound, like no nothing, that you just start to like see shit in the darkness. But the thing with that is like enter that room, it's the quietest room in the world. It's at a university in England, isn't it? And it's like you can only stay in there for so long because you start to go insane. Because you can hear your blood flowing around your body and stuff. That's how quiet it is.
I might
Wait,
give that a
what?
go.
Can we go to that?
Mate, they're round the corner.
You're not allowed
Why?
because it will make you lose your mind.
Nah.
You can. I think you can like if you're like the press and stuff have gone in. and
Depressed?
stuff, like the press.
Oh, depressed.
Yeah.
And the depressed as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. The depressed don't
Both,
want to
all of
be in
them.
that silent room.
The
But like,
depressed, the press.
there's a Donny on YouTube who got clearance to go in there, but he had to go in there with a doctor, like a private doctor, and all these people who checked in on him every now
What's
and
the
then.
longest someone stayed in there?
That was him, this YouTuber. He did like a Guinness World Record for staying
And
in
is
there.
he okay?
Yeah, but he was fucked when he came out. Like he couldn't even walk straight because all of his senses were shot.
Nah, I reckon I could do that. I reckon I'd be alright as well.
I'll send you the link. I did watch it.
Can
It
you?
was- it
Can
was
I sign
decent.
up or not?
I don't think there's a sign up process. No.
All right, so we're gonna go and do some ayahuasca.
Yeah. So what's something you've always wanted to try but haven't yet? So anything else, guys? Like
Nah,
stable
submarine, I'm
relationship,
gonna
anything
stick
like
with
that?
when he starts going to the gym, then I'll do it. I reckon something that's gonna make me think in a way that I've never thought before in it. I think that's what I'd do.
A stable relationship.
Nah, just drugs. yeah. See you in Glastonbury in a few weeks.
I'll be holding the fort here.
Yeah. You're gonna have to hold this podcast together when we
Yes,
get back. I
yes.
think.
Surely you could just get a gig there.
What, Glasgow?
Yeah.
Nah,
Pull a few strings.
You know the guy who books it.
I don't really like festivals.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not
So maybe
like, I
that-
did Latitude twice, and it's all right, but it's like it's not really fun at the same. But it's if I
not your
enjoyed the
vibe.
music, maybe Glastonbury I'll probably enjoy more. There's stuff I'd actually listen to there.
Yeah.
Go see Elton John.
Who?
Elton.
I'm joking. I'm joking. don't crumble to that one. He's the guy that did that Pina Colada song, isn't it?
Okay. Right.
I'm winding you up.
And on that note,
Yeah. Well, is that our time already?
it's been an enjoyable episode, actually.
Yes, it's
I've
been
learned
fun.
more about you guys. I learned that basically you want to try drugs, and that's how you will improve your lives.
Yeah. We recorded earlier today than usual, and I still feel half asleep.
I feel fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm ready to go. To say I was.
Because you've had the cold breeze on your thighs.
I know, literally. I'm
Chapping
like,
up, mate.
yeah. I'm pretty much. I've got hypothermia now. Actually,
I'm too
It's
cozy.
a bit cold in here,
anything.
isn't it?
yeah.
The aircon,
AC's
innit?
on.
Yeah.
Joey,
Yeah, we got AC.
we got AC. Just dropping that in there. But yeah, thanks for listening. Appreciate it as always. Like, subscribe, follow.
Never do that again.
Raj Pajara's doing
I'm
a
a little
peace sign.
Chinese girl.
Pardon by SWAT. Joe's been a great addition today to the sofa. As always,
Thanks.
he's always.
I'll just drop in from time
I'm
to
talking
time.
about at this point.
Yeah, thanks for
but
listening.
yeah, look, thanks for like, subscribe, share. I've been Jason. This has been TWOTS. See you next week.
It's all right.
This has been the Word on the Streets. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.